what? Are we live? What's going on, Rumble? Oh, how happy Sunday it is. The 6th, nope, the 21st of June, the 6th month in the year 2026. I am making terrible eye contact. There we go. I see my coffee cup. I see my freshly lubricated hair. Does chat work? Let's see here. I see one chat. Good. Oh, let me. I was gonna. Oh, we're starting off real strong today. Real strong. How are we? I see we're doing really good. I've got me and Dove. We got viewers. That's okay. I got it. Oh, what a day. We had some adventures yesterday. I don't feel like having my lights. It's not the worstest worst. Okay. How are... It's okay. There was a spotting. Did you catch it? Nope, nobody did because nobody's here. Oh, well. It's okay. Oh, that's right. It's Father's Day. People are doing family things if they can. Other things if they're not. So we're here for those. We're here because the circus. We're like cockroaches. You can't get rid of us. Once you find us, you're stuck with us. So welcome to my show, and who am I? I'm the one, the only, the most adorable ringleader this side of the galaxy, Phoenix Electra, because I'm Sophie. Probably think the show is about me. I do. I'm selfish enough to no, I'm not selfish. I care about you all so much. I turn the camera on and hit the go live button 3 times a week. Saturdays and Sundays at noon p.m. Pacific and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. because sometimes I have to do a day job. Hello, horror. How are you? I hope you're having a good Sunday. I hope your new place is spectacular, that you are settled in well, and maybe you'll get back to your game show and streaming. I've been told to put more lights on. No. Okay. Sorry. Here we are. Oh, you need to leave for work in 20 minutes. Happy Father's Day. Yeah. That's alright. You'll come back when the time is right. I'll be here waiting for you, chat. You have fun at work. I'm sure that all the families out doing the family things, hopefully they'll treat you good, sir. If not, we will yarn our way a little bit more sips of coffee. But where am I? What do I have to work on? I might as well move this. Slipped some elastic into the waistband of these pants that we just about finished off yesterday. Let me not close the show. There's a pair of pants for a short girl because I is short. Wow, folks are good job. Good job piling on in, boys and girls. Please. I've got plenty of awesome seats in the front row for folks like Horror today, who are the most amazing peanut gallery, the chat that keeps me horrified and highly amused. And there's oodles of options up in the nosebleed for the spectacular workers and lurkers, because sometimes you just need something on in the background, and I strive to be awesome just for listening, if not for chatting, because why not? So I forgot where I is going. I am going to stitch this elastic closed. Is this the strongest, thickest elastic that I should have used for a waistband? Probably not, but it's what I had that was already cut, so here I am. I'm just going to stitch over it a gajillion times, and stretchy pantaloons will be made. I asked up yesterday, I was like, could I wear these to work? And he's like, you could. I was like, oh, that's right. I get to choose what I wear. All right, one waistband sewed. Where's this? Just gonna trim a couple of threads real quick. So we're trying to be tidy with our work. All right. Hey, can you stop? Too hot and too cold. It was in the 80s yesterday, and then drops down to the high 40s, 50s overnight. And man, was it chilly, chilly, chilly this morning. But one done. All right, next up, I have the matching top. Yesterday, I faffed about, got the French seams for the side seams completed, started a narrow rolled hem around the neck, didn't like it, proceeded to rip it out, and here we are needing to put some type of a finishing on the bottom hem, the sleeve edges, and then the neckline before I take, oh, it is a cajillion more than a bajillion. Yes, 100%. Ah, 1 million trillion gajillion zillions more. Oh, for those keeping track, I don't know where I am and who I'm talking about. Where's my brain? All right, there's the top. Seeds. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Speaking of seeds, the tomatoes growing good. I think we've got at least 30 tomato plants. Oh, I can't wait for fresh tomatoes. The free basil plants, the 3 of them, they're coming along. The garden is growing. Where, Phoenix, are you organized? After 5, how long have we, this is our 5th year doing this and we're still a disaster. Phoenix, no wonder nobody watches and you don't grow. Oh, I had pulled some trim and I proceeded to lose it. So while I look around, we'll look at something else that's staring me in the face. This Santa spool. What do I do with all the things you sew? I wear them. I do wear my clothes that I sew, and I enjoy the aesthetic, the art pieces that do artsy things, or sometimes some of the art pieces go back onto the stash until I've decided I think I'm going to make some handbags out of the art pieces that we've stitched in the past. But no, here, actually, this is not what I made. But let me do a little unveiling. I'll stand up. Top we made, pants we made, all live on air over the last year, a while ago. No, I do wear my clothes, unless something's a complete horrible disaster, in which case I rip it apart, or the mock-ups get repurposed or recut up to whatever it is I need them to be. Try not to waste too much fabric, but most people who make garments do have an X amount of stuff that you know is going to make something you're probably not gonna, it's not gonna fit right, you're not gonna like quite, it's not gonna be quite perfect, so you know there are sacrificial lambs, but no, in general, in vain, make clothes for me. I tried to make something for Dove and he's like, I don't want anything, or I've knitted him a sweater that took a whole bunch of hours. I was going to say a gajillion again, because I'm not creative in my word choices this morning. Have you considered selling them? I have considered making and selling art jewelry. pieces, Gray Furfus has got a hairball in the background. Art pieces, jewelry I've considered selling, that I'm actually, maybe also work on some of these bracelet templates that I have here. That I'm thinking about because jewelry fits a wide variety of sizes and takes a different amount of time. Garments, I only know how to fit me. And I kind of would like to encourage folks to at least mend and think about having some basics for their own clothing, because we are gloating in glowing goodness. But yeah, jewelry, art pieces, those I think, that seems differently less stressful. And I worry about, I still worry about my craftsmanship for selling garments. I don't know, it's a thing. So yes, and sort of, and kind of no, but kind of another area, very much so. Oh, Phoenix, did you say what you're doing? I've got this windy thing that I'm bored with already. So we're gonna have one of those shows where Phoenix pops around to 5 gajillion, I keep saying the same words over again. The caffeine is not kicked in this morning. Oh, pom-poms, like we did, I showed off yesterday. Where's an example? No. The sewing gremlin elves keep stealing stuff on me. Hey, Loki. So, oh, and here, what an angle that's being. Should we sew some jewelry? Oh, I've got that Mommer's project. Oh, I've got a piece I can show on the Mommer's thing because I've been working on it this morning. Things out of the way. I have been making headway on the chain portion for the border of her necklace. I'm pretty sure that with a good gentle blocking I can get the beads to lay a little bit nicer, and just to give it a good stretch. Oh yeah, it just needs a little love and attention, so I need to get this part finished, get it blocked, finish trimming around the little red flowers. Actually, I should probably grab it to show because I don't know if folks have seen it in a while. Here's this art necklace piece that I have been stitching away at since August, September last year. It's been on the needles for a while. A little bit hard to see, but there is, oh, there we've got it, black stitch. Just, this piece overwhelms me in all sorts of ways. But yeah, we've got crocheted flowers, we've got stitched flowers, we've got black work, we've got couching, we've got a whole bunch of sewing techniques that are kind of have fallen out of fashion. We're still propped up in isolated places, and I really enjoy this type of stitchery. There's something about it that I find very pleasing. I think also, oh yes, a rich person might be willing to pay big bucks for that. Yes, yeah. This one is for the mummers, so I'm paying blood, sweat, and tears for this project. But yes, I feel as though my art stitching and jewelry making has the potential to command different monetary value from its uniqueness, and yeah. I know, if I thought honestly with myself, if I was gonna sell this piece once it's finished, I I think I would value this at a 4-figure piece, even with as much as I feel like I'm not that skilled. If I'm honest with myself, that's how much I value this piece that I'm not selling. The mom asked for a project, so this is what we've been stitching on. But smaller bracelet things, 25,000. Ooh, that's maybe. I'm gonna go with that. Thanks for propping me up and making sure I don't undersell myself. Should sell myself short. Fair. Yeah, Mummers is gonna have to get this. Oh, and there's gonna be beads. We're still not finished, but yeah, this is gonna be around these little scalloped sections at the bottom. Can we see that? Yeah, so that's kind of what that's gonna look like once we get to that portion. Oh, so funny how much I really like this almost better on camera than I do looking at it super close. But then I see all of my fall foibles. How many hours? That is probably more than more than it could have taken me, I think, from doing it on live streams and just being putsy. But I think, let's see here. Somewhere between 40 and 120 when all is said and done. I think so. I think that's a fair guesstimate. Which is a huge range. I realize you're like, Phoenix, that's a difference of 80 hours. Like, 1 overtime work week or 3 if I tabulate it all itself. You make your, I've already bought the domains. So let me get some more inventory, because I do have the domain. So let me grab some pieces so we can work on some inventory here. Here I've just got dissolvable stabilizer with, what was this? Oh, let me get a hoop and let's start doing some stuff. You don't need lots of inventory. That is true. A small number of pieces fits the niche market. This is true. Yes, very true, chap. Our products are highly exclusive, one of a bespoke designs. Oh, where the circus? Yeah, and then we do, well, you've seen some of our other stuff. We're working on this little plaid-inspired stitchy that's going to be a small little clutch handbag, I think, once I finish the top stitching and pull the other stuff. I need to grab a hoop from my wall of hoops thingy. Ooh, and I got a new one. Let's try this new hoop. This little oval one I think would be super, that's like almost the perfect size for one of these bracelets. Do I have my coaching thread? I got all the goodies. Yeah, let me get a 2 or 3, because I've got an example. Oh, once I get that one finished, I'll got 1 or 2 things, get my nice camera, or my still camera juiced up so I can get some good high quality images of our beauteous pieces. And yeah, would we do contract work? Like commissions? Maybe. That seems like, always feels like a good idea, but also a pit for absolute disaster. I think I would consider consider it. I think I'm not adverse to it. Let's not adverse to that idea. And yeah. I think it would just kind of depend on what it is somebody was looking for, and depending on what their specifications of were for materials, since I frequently try to, I'm always good about my multi-years low buy, because I can't no buy supplies, but I mostly get stuff secondhand from the thrift stores, so it's some things are, some of my materials are not readily replaceable. Or I haven't looked for more regularly in stock varieties. I am pretending, love this. Let me get a different thread, grab something for couching, but I think little jewelry pieces, way easier, differently stressful for commission work. Especially because we don't, so there's so many people who make for like pretty things, or and we're not always a pretty maker. Not that we need a clientele that is completely as funny as the circus is, but it would help. Ooh, this blue is pretty. I'm gonna do some outline stitching. We'll do some couching. Oh, that mummer's necklace. What do I need? Actually, I misplaced my little snips, so I'm using that as my excuse why I haven't finished the cut work on the scallop, so I can get those red flowers done. I think if I was, building a couple of pieces for a shop and doing other stuff would take me differently, less time. This, I haven't said it, but oh, you're off to work. Have a great stream. You have a spectacular day. May the tips be spectacular. May you bring your perfect type of horror joy to all of your clients today, good sir. You be awesome, Mr. Horror Stream. I was going to start to say something, and I don't really want to finish it, so I'm just going to sew some blue stitches right now and not, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to knock my head into the microphone because and I have water-soluble stabilizer in my hoop right now. So this way we can trim them, and then the insides just dissolve under warm water. Oops, I'm gonna call that the size, because this is starting to crunch up against the side of the hoop here. We had a fun little adventure yesterday. We went to not really in a corner, a little quickie mart kind of a store that also had pictures on their website. Made it seem like they had aisles and aisles of Indian products that turned out to be just 2 aisles, but we did find a couple things. I think I like the other Indian market slightly better, but work with what you got. So we did some damage. I guess, hold on, it seems like a whole bunch of the people who are just kind of hanging around outside, loitering. I think that's the word you're looking for, Phoenix. There were folks loitering outside the establishment, and it seems like I think most folks go in there for alcohol, vapes, or other tobacco nicotine products. And here was us two kids going in just to look at the Indian food. I am so coming apart at the seams today. Yeah, we're just gonna sew blue. We're so blue today. Oops. It's the last of your coffee, kid. I'm gonna very carefully move the hoop. I need to be able to see because I'm going to do my very bestest couching on this, and I don't want any of this white cord to show through. But I see my workers and lurkers must be working super hard today, so I hope your working is good. Go very slow, deliberate with my movements so that we completely cover up. I don't want to see any of the white peeking through. I'll probably do a second pass of the blue just to ensure that, but if I do a better job the first go around, the less touch up I need in the second pass. Was I mumbling about something? No, I started to say something, changed my mind. It doesn't matter to you all, and I don't feel like talking about it. So, there. Oh, but that's a thing. Is it only 345 acres? That's not that big, but wildfire near around Salt Lake City. Kind of close to a university. That's not super good. Oh, I can't imagine the smell that's probably going to start coming out from that fire down in, is it a town called Hoyle? Where the cold storage facility went up last week with all that food that's going to be rotting in there. Oh, if that building is not airtight, which I don't know anymore how it... all of that rotting food. Ugh. It's buggy. No, just need to slow down. I can't wait. I think my netting needle for my fine fleece netting should be here this week sometime. I'm going to do a little bit more. Oh, I'm going to make that beaded dance belt for myself as practice, and then get started on little pieces for the fine filet I can't say that word, embroidery. Filet embroidery on the machine. Because I keep trying to do searches for that technique. It's hard enough to find lots of people make net, which is great, because fishing nets, I have fortunately not changed significantly in their construction techniques. But I think that it seems that just a handful of fishing villages in Europe continue to make the fine mesh that then is either hand embroidered over, and it seems like the machine embroidery version is very uncommonly practiced. So if we added on to that, if we tucked that into the circus of lost skills that we're going to attempt to single-handedly preserve, yes. Yes, we are. It was helpful to see, because in the hand-stitched versions, instead of a hoop, they take it's like a cardboard or like a flat wooden frame that they attach the net to in order to keep it pulled taut, and I think in order to keep it taut so that you can make nice even stitches. So we'll have to think about what that's going to look like for us, or whether I'm just going to use a regular embroidery hoop, but just put it in half and loop. Because from what I saw, you take the edges, one square of the net, and you put a loop through it so you can pull it taut on the little frame, just like we're doing with these. The embroidery frame is holding the water-soluble stabilizer nice and taut. It'll make more sense once I have an example to show. I'm not quite there yet. I was also joking in my mulling over taking some of the net and twine that I've already practiced making, slapping that in a hoop, and just trying to stitch in those giant stitches, net spaces, just for the practice of it. So there's that. So should probably take some time and do some sketching so I can have some deliberate designs or pieces if we're gonna seriously delve into this next adjacent avenue while there's still an internet and before the world completely implodes, explodes, devolves, involves. Oh, speaking of falling apart, hey England, I'm looking at you. What the fuck? wait. It's hard to forget or just to be oblivious that people are even more horrible than you could ever imagine. And, Keir Starmer, being likely groomed by, what's his face? English BBC host, and on the surface did all of this like fundraising, good things for hospitalized children, but it's just to make him look normal for when he was doing his bad actions. That picture of Starmer with what's his face when Starmer was little. And then, it is true, Starmer. But his time as a lawyer, he preferred to advocate for light sentencing and giving criminals pats on the back and being told good job rather than actual punishments, which with the release of the independent rape gang report, oh god, it's bad. We were listening to the S2 Underground last night and his longer weekly report, and I have not gone to look, but with the words, I have the impression that there's probably some notable Americans or American corporations that were culpable in the events that happened in England. Said they were in the appendixes. From what he was saying, and S2 Underground has spent time looking at some of the actual Epstein files, reports. From what he said, the report on the British grooming gangs makes the Epstein files look like a walk through Disneyland of happy cheeriness compared to what's in that other report as a means of perspective. So, yikes. We're being so cheerful today. It's a good thing we're touching this project. I'm gonna have to purge the demons out of this blue work. I can't stitch up so much negativity into one piece. Wish to forget that Mom Donnie's dad was paid by the CIA to come to get educated in this country. That's another family of tools. I'm starting to not dislike the notion that in order to hold an elected public office in government, you need to have at least been born in this country, kind of over this, you know nothing, care nothing, but this is how this insidious takeover happens. Why use hot techniques when you can use subtle cold techniques and be less obvious and have a longer duration with which to sow the seeds of the destruction of your enemies? But I think we are coming to a time and a space where I think enough people are starting to see what's happening, and at some point these brazen, hubris fools with more money than sense, who've never done an hour of manual labor or actually worked in their whole lives, their machinations will be met with the enemy. The enemy has a say. They've not been challenged to any significant detail thus far, but I think that will be changing. Maybe. Oh, me. Welcome to the side of my pinky. Phoenix, go back to your happy story from yesterday with your adventures at the Indian market. Yeah, so we got some goodies, a couple of Indian snackies that we hadn't tried yet, and as we were getting ready to check out, because we seemed like not creepy people, we were proceeded to be offered each a samosa. I think they were like frozen from a box, but whatevs. We sat in the car to gobble them down, and I was like, I don't think everybody gets offered a samosa. So that was fun. Oh, we did go to this little, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and call it a Japanese version of TJ Maxx, which ironically was also in the same plaza. What is it, D-A-I-S-O, Daiso? It's just kind of like, yeah, a lot like TJ Maxx, a little bit of everything. Nothing seemed of super awesome quality, so we walked around just because we hadn't been and was like, yep, okay, been there, done that. I don't think I'm interested. But we wouldn't have known unless we'd checked it out, so done and done. The only thing that looked of any marginal excitement was their house shoe section, but wasn't in need, so it's a no for me. Then I went and had Mexican food, because we were going to go. We thought that after being teased with Indian food that we'd go to the buffet, but they were closed. Or, no, restaurant open. Buffet had ended for lunch, and they just had their sit-down menu. I don't know. It's just not as interesting. Came home and made myself curdy. Just wanted a nice vegetal flora and fauna look with some geometrics just to counterbalance it. But we'll see how well this version lasts. because I actually took the time to oil my skin beforehand and removed the henna this morning with some of my mineral oil also. So we'll see, trying something different. Parts of it will probably last for a while, other parts probably won't, because I wash my hands like a fiend. Oh, oops. Oh, my petunias, the flower garden. Oh, flowers are looking good. I am very curious. There's this tiny little poppy, and I wonder what color she's going to be. And I wonder if she's a miniature from what her full potential should have been, because, I mean, seriously, she's only 18 inches, and usually we think of poppies as relatively not tiny plants. So we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, there we can. There's the blue starting to show off. Oh. Stitch in the center here. I should probably think about that while I turn this last corner. The worst is we get better every time we sit and do this type of stitchery. We get a little bit better. It's like everything is practice. Everybody's just quietly working today. We're having a quiet work day. What else is on my list to play around? Oh, Oregon keep making the big time news with that stupid proposal 20 AP 28. Even the Democrats have all gotten on and they're like, you know, the optics of this might be a bridge too far. It's rather amazing. I'll just try a big blue checkerboard thing. I'll try some. I need enough horizontal and vertical stitching to continue to provide shape to the piece after it's gone through. Oop, watch my finger. Replacing the need. Oh, see, there we go. I think I'm going to, not I think, I'm going to do, should just start divide this up into 3 sections. No, we'll do 4. That's halfway-ish. I'm just stitching on some grid lines, just so I get a sense of what it is that I think I'm doing. I just took a couple of extra stitches at this end just to make sure that the glue was not gonna, just to make sure things were not gonna disappear once once we do the design part. Nope, just make sure it's straight. Nope, thought I saw cats. Again, getting distracted by my hair. And I'm trying to do nice straight lines with the blue right now, but I'm also know that I will be going to do some couching, so it will be tucked away. Doing a simple design. 500 hours later, he fixes a skeleton in her chair. Like, what do you mean I'm not done that? Yeah, let me couch. I'm just eyeballing my quarters on this long section. Just gonna be a little bit more fudging it if you just take a half, stitch your half, and then divide your halves in half. It's kind of a cheater method. Hey, handsome! Yeah, I think you're part of the reason why we're not working on the mother's project, because I know you were probably outside, which means you are a dirty, dirty boy. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? I think, kind of thinking about like a funny little gingham, blue and white gingham, or blue and negative space. Why don't you come keep me company, big boy? Hey, handsome. You want some snackies? Is it time? Oh, we've been an hour. We've really stitched for a whole hour already. Look at us. Oh, hey, trouble. I'm inviting all my troubles. Look at that grid. Who says you need a measuring thing all the time? If you just go by halves and divide your halves. And just go slowly. This will be our last. Yeah. Oh, just as well that we didn't think we were going to go to the other indie market yesterday because there was a classic car show that closed part of town down. So yeah, that was fun. So now we've got here. Let me next be a good hostess, slightly better than you usually are. Trimity trim, and let's hold this up to the camera a little better. So there's where we've couched. I've couched. And there's our little grid lines. I'm going to save this dark blue. Let's pick a different tone of blue for the next round of couching here. I'm pretty sure I have plenty, but I know that I couldn't even. Oh, this one's got. Never mind. Oh, Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix. What do we have here? Well, let's do some of this peacocky blue. We're just gonna peacock it. And now we'll couch our grid with this one, and then we'll see what's next, because we might, actually not, we might, I think, we'll do this next section, and maybe we'll flip through, I will flip through the filet stitch netting from the book that I need to hold together because I've got 150 loose pages of printed paper for this book just floating around, tits to the wind. The only thing that happens when Phoenix does that is something's going to get ruined. Don't man it. Loose piles of paper in Phoenix will make sure something is gonna be troubled. We're gonna do the long bracers first. Where did I throw my thread to? Guys, where did I throw my thread to? Hey! There you are. Oh, my gray hair makes it look like I am bald in the front. Oh, Jesus. No, welcome. Silver needs to phoenix her hair. Hey, handsome. That's not really for cats to chew on. Why don't you say hello to your fans? Do it, meow. Come here. Hey, are you just gonna ignore me and beat me with your tail? Fine. Fine, fine. Now, woe be the Phoenix for thinking the cat was gonna be polite. Like I did with that more peacocky but different shimmery blue, I'm just trying to find the speed of the stitches required to get good coverage so that I don't pull the white bobbin thread through to the top. I really want it to be as solid of a glue as I can stitch it. funny. Every spool, they like look exactly the same, but everyone stitches a little bit differently with this type of stitching. I also just need to remember the stitching really requires me to just take deep breaths and just be very slow. You can't rush this work, especially on this machine. To grab my other spool holder because all I'm seeing is the white from the bobbin thread peeking through it. No, ow, what we're going for. I'm just hurting. Alright, let's move you here. Phoenix, take a breath. Don't roll your tools around. Misplaced. I was tidying, which means I misplaced a gajillions of things, which is not very helpful to me. Hopefully it offers enough tension. Come on. Oh! Yeah, we had so much tension. Ew. Let me read. Okay. Self-collected here, kid. I did just work on this little dance belt because I've got. Where's my non-existent. I'm just gonna. So you take a moment while Phoenix threads her sewing machine. Most care. To the beginning and see. First we're pulling, now it's not pulling tight enough. We're just going through all of the little steps of disaster today. Oh, and I think it was ogre pressing on the work. It just gets the underside stuck in the feed dog. It's not helpful. Move your hand, let them see. This, some slightly higher quality couching going on here. Oh, and I'm gonna smack my head with the mic. Like, how do you always end up like right where my head needs to sit? Now I can pretend to babble again. I got lost in it. Trying to make sure that we were not doing so shitty. In today's episode of Phoenix McGrumpin' Stuff, we watch her grumble around. Yeah, it does tickle me in a funny kind of a way to know they have antique craft manuals, making manuals that show techniques and things that used to be popular, and then you go to the tubes, or mostly the tubes, I don't know where else. It's got such an extensive potential catalog. And to do a search, and I'm either not using the right phrases, or again, I'm just looking for things that are just not popular in English, and I don't know the right query for a different language to find it in. There is like nothing. I saw a handful of videos with the hand-stitched embroidery in the filling, in the mesh, in the netting, but as far as anybody using a sewing machine, to date my query results are a big fat 0. Which also makes me think I need to, when I get to doing those stitchings, be very thoughtful in my titling of those videos, lest ours be, unfortunately, the only examples from this century. Oh. It would be very on brand, though. Phoenix always in her head things that I think should be readily available, only to find out it does not exist. But if our netting skills are not terrible, because the other thing, for the folks who do the hand-worked version, there's no commercially available fine netting for stitching. There's different mesh grid materials, but they're not the same, and don't have the same hand to them. I saw somebody sometimes they call it darning embroidery, but that is on the grid material, it's got a different hand to it. It's not a nice little pliable mesh. I keep calling it mesh. Phoenix, it's net. You're going to be netting, not meshing. We are enmeshed in net. available if other people want to get into it. Other people feel like they're ready to help provide this art that is not very common or popular anymore. I'm going to couch back this. Looking questioningly, trying to figure out where I need to change my tension so that the blue becomes more prominent, because I see way too much of that white at that far end, and we're better stitchers than that. Oh, that part of my V-necks. You're so vain, you're getting caught up in stupid shit, kid. There's not enough. I'm just trying a straight line down. I need to do the couching, just because I needed to prove myself I still knew how to stitch. Do know how to stitch. Alright, so that's good. Let's jump to the other side. Let me try this couching. I really want to beat my head on the mic today. It's interesting how many different ways there are to start a net. It's going to be like a black hole working on that. That's alright. Who doesn't need a good antique heritage craft rabbit hole to fall down to every once in a while? doing stitching was less shitty. Now we're coming done again. Of finding the right amount of tension from the upper thread, plus how hard to press with your left index finger, because that's what's acting as my pressor foot in this type of stitching, because if you haven't noticed, there is no pressor foot on the machine. But I can't press so hard that I mangle everything inside the feed dogs, because that is also a risk. Some people have a machine that we've learned from the great Alibaba where they take out the feed dogs, there's feed dog covers. I've done none of those things. Just to go to show you, don't need to. You just have different hazards, perils to be wary of. Sounds the Singer 27 vertical shuttle bullet bobbin sewing machine. On the extra slow speed. So with art stitching without a presser foot, it's fast hands and slow feet. Because what did we learn from Ellie? Ideally, the great stitchers of the past move their hands twice as fast as their feet. Something like that. Okay, there we did. It's so helpful to my brain, I know I keep saying this every once in a while, to look at the work from the camera's perspective rather than me sitting right on top of it, because I'm like too close. Oh, my body's doing them. I think I'm going to need to rejuice the cushions on my chair. It's hard to sit and work when you've got no leg. Don't speak too soon, Phoenix, but so far, this next piece, shouldn't have started talking, Phoenix. Shouldn't have opened your trap. Hey, handsome. Do you want to come keep me company? No. Okay. snacks? Will you come visit with me? Well, that was a dumb question, Phoenix. You just look at the snack sack. I bet you he'll come. Oh my god, 2 days in a row, that low-key. He doesn't always ask for creamer, but yesterday and this morning, Deb gets up and pours the coffee, and Loki's there. All popping his head against his legs, rubbing it all the lovin'. Can I have some creamer? This is like my special weekend treat. See, he doesn't ask for it every day, but 2 days in a row. It's like, yes, please. Silly. Oh my gosh, I was woken up at 4:30 in the morning. The neighbor was up doing yard work again, washing stuff, raking stuff. I'm very confused. I mean, granted, it's cooler, but to work yard work in the middle of the night when you keep working by headlamp? Just to each their own. Who knows, maybe that's the only time they have to. I'm just glad I felt able to fall back asleep for a little bit, but it's like, God, not waking up at 4:30 in the morning on a Sunday. No thanks. So, I mean, I'm pulling too much of the top tension isn't good, right? Red ears at my feet. I thought that entire sewing studio with the mannequins and all of the stuff had been sold because the ad was off on Craigslist on this marketplace for a couple days. And what showed up again yesterday morning? Phoenix, keep dreaming big. If we could sell a couple pieces for 4 figures, I could scoop it up and then figure out where to put it all. There's pinnable dress forms. There's this. There's everything. We marked it down 50% off, down from $11,000, only down to $5,500. It's clearly out of my price range right now. Man, oh man, does that tease me? Phoenix, you know what? You should start small and get those stitch markers listed on the Ko-fi and see how that goes. Oh, that's gonna bring us closer to the double sheet. data center thingy, AI, what? Did Rumble always want to get in onto the AI space, or is this new? I thought they wanted to, what is their goal? What does Rumble want to be when it grows up? I'm just confused sometimes. And still, it's so funny, after all the years that we've been here and using Studio and all this, that, and the other thing, some of my complaints over time, exactly the same. Rumble on Instagram is not unified with Rumble on X or whatever platforms they happen to be on. I don't think they have a single one person whose job it is for social media marketing, campaign stuff. Everything is disjointed. If you're going to be not have any unified theme, why bother at all? Just like me, I'm like, why bother posting if I can't? So I just don't. Inconsistent. We're like cockroaches. We haven't, since we got this schedule, we haven't changed in quite some time. Their evaluation like huge, multi-millions now, and they don't know. Did they get their eggs in too many baskets? Because it also feels like folks are complaining about the same old things that they haven't really fully fixed. Like they're like, Rumble's like Phoenix. We get excited about the next bright new shiny possible thing that we have other things, irons in the fire that are just like, yeah, they're there, we'll get back to them at X time in the future. I do know. We need to do better. Over their like 3-tiered studio support. Why do they cock block your analytics to the creator program? And even that, your hour, there's not really good quality metrics for tracking as far as how many people actually watch versus unique viewers versus you're like me on the desktop version sometimes and having to frequently refresh the page because it just all of a sudden stops. Or how long people actually are stopping by. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just giving me something to grump about right now. I'm just grumping because I can. It's my soul, my soul, my soul. My soul. Got you. I'm going to go back and reinforce the couching on this strip. This water-soluble stabilizer, if you pull it just right or punch too hard, it will start to tear fine, but not always optimal. It almost seems like they're more in on Rumble Wallet than any other aspect right now. And I think they're being used and don't even realize it. Oh, speaking of things, what a segue, Phoenix. Being used, that New York Post, was it the New York Post? One of the New York publications, and the articles that Albrecht wrote, because I get Miriam Adelson owns and has her, basic, for all intents and purposes, her personal newspaper in Israel. And she's been quite spicy with her dislike of the Trumpinator recently there. And then there was the article from the New York paper that S2 Underground surmises that someone has recordings of these meetings that had taken place in the Situation Room, because it would be very difficult otherwise to have such explicit quotes, not like words being explicit, but the quotes that they published, how let me change my tension here real quick. Yeah, just things that, and I was listening to this last night. My brain, because he was in the room for some of the times, I keep sliding on back to GD Vance and my inability to forget that he, when at university, was groomed and picked up by Peter Thiel. And I don't think once you get in bed with such individuals that you ever leave. So I wonder if he knew, if he's the one who brought the recording devices into the Situation Room, or at least had knowledge that things were going to be happening that could be used in a strong-armed, coercive techniques. So we're kind of seeing things be used now. Just curious. I have no other proof or data, but I'm always just left curious and asking questions that just tickle my brain in ways. The Sewing Show, where we hear Phoenix talk about shit that you would never have thought you would have wanted to hear about. Yeah, because then Rubio disappeared for the past week. Vance is out in public again. I have 51% suspicion that Vance is not going to run in 28. With his wife is pregnant, or she's gonna have a baby soon, some point in the not too distant future. I don't see that happening, because those would literally be the youngest humans in the White House since the Kennedy kids? Because even the Obama kids were not, they were little, but not toddler little. Bush kids were older. Yeah. It's been a very long time since there's been such young children. I just don't see it happening. Also, I just wouldn't trust it. Peter Thiel's a socialist. Technocratic, global. I don't know if he's on the transhumanist side. But, oh, God, that's what Peter, oh, for fluff's sake. That secret conference that's going on, what is it? The group, the guild? The gilded? Something like that. In Ireland at some point in the not too distant future, with such spectacular conference choices as how to form a party. I think they mean political party. I was like, what, throwing a party? Maybe that is what they were going. That doesn't float your boat? How about I wonder if we could get a transcript or the PowerPoint slides for the presentation that is entitled How to Start a Cult. What can we learn from this one? How can the circus employ cult techniques to woo more folks to the sewing side? How can we encourage folks to pick up needle and thread or stone pick mason tools? Whatever old-fashioned heritage skill floats your little heart's boats. Oh, because then was Tulsi going, or was it? No. There's some intelligence folks who are going to be at this conference in Ireland. And somebody was like, why Ireland? But we've learned Ireland's funny. They got shenanigans going on right now, but also back in 20 years, at some point in this century, I think-ish, because we're not a news channel. Facts, we just go gloss over details of stories, and we'll let you fact check the rest. Ireland were very early adopters and all in to digital ID, digital surveillance, partly because Ireland's a small country and it's relatively easy. Well, historically it had been rather homogeneous until differently recently. But they were a good testing ground for a lot of digital things. And now they're where they're at, and just, oh gosh. So I guess there's still isolated riots happening. I'm still not sure if Sinn Féin and IRA are gonna decide that the enemy of my enemy is my friend and call a we don't, hey, Protestants, Catholics, we've decided there's a group we dislike even more than each other. Can we pretend to rally together? But both the IRA and Sinn Féin, from what I've heard recently, for quite some time have themselves been infiltrated with communists, socialists, Marxists, whatever their flavor of the ist is, which in the end, at this point in time, just leads me to the conclusion that on the surface they may appear that they're going to fight their foreign invaders, but if they have fully been infiltrated by the Ists, then they are both compromised and are indeed on this actual side of welcoming the invaders for this one world government debacle. That's my conclusions on that treatise. Is that a treat? I mean, there you go. Bantering words about pretending you sound intelligent. And you're just a clown. The days when the clown can't make up wild stories because I can just talk about... Why make something up when I can just share the disaster that is? Hey, handsome! Do you want to come say hi? Should I give you some snackies? Do I need a little break? Come. Oh, hey, Freya Froofers, would you like some snackies too? Hey, come on, Loki. Show everybody how handsome you are. Oh, give them your blue eyes. Look into my eyes. You want some snackies, goobers? Alright. I don't know if I can. Oh, hold on, Loki. Ow, that's my fingers. Let me give a couple snackies to your sister, because she would probably like... Hold on. I'll be right back. You gotta work for your snacks. She pretends to just look pretty, and she's only doing that for me. Hold on, goobers. Okay. Alright, come on. Let's do some tricks, because snacks aren't free, and cats have got to work at the circus. We got working cats here. Ow! You're beating me with those giant maxi pads. Oh, it's on your... Hey. Oh. Hey. Alright, 2 more just in case your brother comes in. And we gotta give out snacks again. Alright. Snack time's over for now. Did everybody get some snacks? Are we all nourished up for a little bit? Can't get a schmutz on our work. Eyeball, don't be doing funny business. She munched them all. How about you just sit and look pretty with me? Oh, look at you, handsome. Look into the camera. Show them how pretty your eyes are. Look into the light, Caroline. Ooh. Okay, that's good to know. That was for me to know and you to say, Phoenix, what are you talking about now? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to draw attention to it. Oops. I'm going to stitch in the right direction. But, oh, some of the other individuals who are going to be at that conference and some of the other lecture titles are in an article located in Wired. Yeah. I just want to see the PowerPoint slide. Oh God. Are they going to have recordings of these lectures? Are they going to... Where can we listen to this? When I keep hearing War of the Worlds, The Time Machine, Terminator, and what was the other one? Where documentaries and not fiction, pieces of fiction. Yeah, that's the world we live in, boys and girls. I think these things were couched as fiction when actually they were telling us the truth. They were what was to be documentaries. Alright, I'm just going to couch this last row back and then we'll have a little close-up of this. These 3 rows of stitches we just stitched. There was what else? Oh, and the funny business, because I don't know a tomahawk from a cruise, from a J-dam, from whatever. Not my area of expensive brain knowledge. But the people who do know looked at the footage of what was claimed to be Ukrainian drones blowing up refinery stuff outside of Moscow, and then folks who did know the difference was like, oh yeah, no, that was a Russian misfire. It's like, oh, brilliant. Because if you don't know, how would you even know to question? You'd just be like, yep, sure, okay. Not. But it does make a difference. 'Cause one you can spin, the other one just makes it look bad. Oh, but then also the surmising of the possibility, the amount of Chinese military tech that they were able to trial run or just do some improved testings on in Iran. Oh, brilliant. And all of our tools that were shot down or abandoned that just, we couldn't salvage it fast enough. Our enemies now have it and are trying to reverse engineer things. So spectacular to think that they're worse off now. Probably not. They still hear yammering of folks who are like, oh, the goat herd. Persians are not the goat herder ones. Persians invented mathematics, calculus, chess, have ruins and tunnels and fortresses thousands of years old that likely are still maintained to this day. To think that the hubris brazenness to think that we really disarmed them or did long-term damage, I don't think so. Just a delay to get through the midterms before different shit hits the fan. Also, the signing of contracts and having long-term stability of things done under Mercury retrograde, like, no. You only do something then if you absolutely have to, and with the understanding that it's probably going to fall to shit, because things are funny. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see what we got stitched here. Oops, don't break your needles, kids. Look at all those pretty straight lines we stitched. On camera too. Should I? Here, we'll hold it up to camera one. Not that you could be any better. Welcome to my hand. Next, don't make funny gestures like that. Don't do that. So let's do, should we do a different color, or do we want to keep up with the blue for the other direction. I've done everything else blue. Yeah. Let's just have a whole piece of blue. I'm just going to do the little horizontal sections. I've got some coffee. Oh, wow. 2 hours. Good job, kids. Thanks for stopping by. We're not closing up shop yet. I guess I should, because it's been almost the top of the hour. If you don't mind, like, smashing some buttons for me, I would really prefer, because you guys continually are awesome, but let me down. We're trying to be the most disliked show on Rebel. I would really appreciate those thumb down. You guys are too nice. Ah, Corn Pop for popping in. Hey, how are you doing, Chappy? Oh, man. Tiny let me down, but you know what? You remember that saying, bros before? So, as much as I knew she was going to let me down, I had to go Team Tiny yesterday all night long. Oh, we're doing some art stitching, making a bracelet. Because I'm avoiding the Mummers project. Still, again. But just like block off some time and just sit quietly and get the last couple pieces of that finished. But God, how are you having a good Sunday? What? Yeah, these Sunday holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, they're either like really great days for folks or really horrible days, or somewhere in the middle of just like, I guess some folks are probably ambivalent. I can't complain though. I said this yesterday, but Dove and I have put up with each other officially on, we signed our contract with the government 22 years ago on Friday. Oh man, so if folks think you still can't be foolish enough, sometimes people are still foolish enough. Because on Friday I was thinking, I was like, Phoenix, they should just change the vows. If you're really not going to be honest about till the death do you part, and it's just going to be till divorce do us part, you know, then just say it and be honest with yourselves. If you're not going to make it till death, and it's just going to be divorce, then just say it. Don't gaslight yourself. Oh, you clicked the thumbs up because you're a rebel. You guys. How dare you pop in and do that to me, Corn Pop? I know, I try. You guys are so too kind. I think only once. And I think it's because actually that show was a piece of shiza that somebody else like thumbs down to besides me. Oh, my Circus rebels. Yep, because Circus used to be full of rebels. Now it's just full of weirdos. Brainwashed. Brainwashed everybody is. But then here we're trying to do the same thing with SoK Ultra. Come to the making side. Remember your ancestral knowledge. What did your grandparents, parents, great-grandparents, what skills did they have that your family held dear and was like, we will continue to do this? Did you cane chairs? Did you refinish furniture? Was it knowing how to change tires and just basic changing your oil mechanical things, or canning, gardening, painting, woodwork? Who knows how to do I can't even say the words. What's it? Mortar and tenons joint. Wow, yeah, I had to pull that one out of my tuchus. Yeah. I do it. My family, my grannies, all did stitchery. Some of the stitches I do are from them. Some of the ones I learned, I just couldn't help myself. Let's do this. But yeah, I can't wait to can tomatoes if we get that far. I think, I didn't hear, blah, 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 sour tomatoes. being a hatchling and not hear about pickled green tomatoes. I've heard about fried green tomatoes. I've heard about all the things you do with ripe tomatoes to preserve them. But pickled green tomatoes, I know what I will be doing at the end of the season, assuming I have copious amounts of green tomatoes floating around. Because you know who loves me a pickle? Yep. Pickles and Slavs to go together like vodka and herring. Yeah, that's what we'll say. Oh, so now I'm just going to continue on the horizontal section, and then we'll do some of that fillet type stitching in these in-betweeny spaces. Gotta get that. What do I need? Those electrical cords so that the neighbor can help me. They keep trying to chat, I need to just I said it once and I said it before. It's funny when people think you're smart and I'm like, I'm pretty dumb. I just listen to things and try to be thoughtful in my speech habits. And I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know. But somebody who actually knows how to do electrics and like, even if you were just a journeyman boilermaker, those are skills I will never understand, or how to use like all of these welding things, all this fancy stuff. Skilled tradespeople need to not sell themselves short of their knowledge set, because most people, hey, Flutzer, are you gonna come? Is it your turn now? Come on, everybody else had snacks. Come on, Trouble. Relax. You're too kind. Relax. I'm just the asshole on this. We're just like the cockroaches that you can't get rid of. Relax and corn pop, repping the chat today. Good job, chaps. Good job. I know, because Horror was here. I know, we're corny. We're relaxing with corn today. Oh, Horror was here. He had to stop off to work. It's good to all the folks who just pop around sometimes. Oh, Trouble. Oh, we should not yell in their ears, little dude. Okay, one more trick. He probably went outside again. He had some snackies earlier. He was here. No, I think we had it. Oh, there we go. The head's off again. We had a changing of the cats. Oh my gosh, he was so funny this morning. And open up the window behind the bed, and where the headboard is, and that little dude is like smushed in the windowsill, held up with the bed, just looking at the roses, relaxing with corn. Exactly. Yes. Oh, and we're being literal. We don't. No euphemisms meant with that one. Relaxing with corn. It just is what it is. Oh, where we snack on popcorn and keep our hands out of our pants. Oh, actually, that gives, what a good segue to rant on. I'm really tired of parents with special needs kids using their kids' disabilities as excuses for their poor parenting. Because I know some special needs kids. Are they different and funny? Yeah. Did their parents work very hard to train them out of like the stimming behaviors that is putting their hands down their pants in public and doing things that are better left in private? Yeah, it's doable. Just because you are terrible at can't do your job doesn't mean that you can use your kids' ails for your terrible job. Just stop. parents look bad. Just does not help your cause. And it makes folks kind of uncomfortable, because I don't know, me, I'm sure it's not just me, but I've had the misfortunate opportunity to have to be in a room with kids like that, and, you know, it's kind of uncomfortable, and they're sitting there like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. No, please don't. Must you have your hand there right now? Because I know parents who like have trained their kids out of these habits, and oh, Corn Pop, this channel has the world's most unpredictable segues. Yes, it does. Yeah, I think that's why folks only like us in small quantities, and they never know what you're gonna get. We're like Kinder treats. You open it up and you never know what's gonna pop out. Yeah, what did we go from pickled tomatoes to Phoenix rallying about parents who need to not use their kids' disabilities for some really terrible parenting, and the allowing of stimming behaviors that need to be nipped in the bud. Oh, we are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Yeah, we are something different. Even I've talked about the show in my real life world to a couple people, and I realized I really need to stop. Well, no, I'm just gonna keep leaning on the welcome to the circus. We're like cockroaches. You can't get rid of us. Sometimes you might decide you don't think a show you never knew you wanted, but once you stop by, you're like, damn, she's kind of infectious. Yeah, breaking funny bones left and right, top and center. So we try to stitch together a plant. Actually, really part of the besides preserving, not refusing to let heritage arts and crafts and just skills in general go by the wayside, because I am not signing. I refuse digital serfdom. We left Europe, we left Russia, Ukraine, Poland, the disputed Slavic lands, because we were tired of being serfs. Not for my ancestors to move here to be like, welcome to a new version of serfdom. Here you go, kids. No. But I know we'll circle back around. Folks see what's going on, or have just enough discomfort to know something is up, even if we haven't put together all of the pieces like others have. But we're either going to need some new symbolisms, co-opting what are new, subtle, but what's the other side? The enemies always use their clothing, their symbolism, because they feel like as though they're not outnumbering everybody, and they're continued, where's the repressed? We need to like let everybody know. Or is the symbol for the actual resistance, the liberty freedom fighters, is it just being quiet and just looking like normal? Because they show up like poison tree frogs, which as I'm looking at my roots on camera, this is really, my vanity's showing through. Like, are we gonna Are you gonna color our roots purple again? Speaking of Phoenix, I don't know if I want to be associated with the poison tree frogs. Also Phoenix, but I like having pretty color here. Or should we just go blonde? Are we just gonna be blonde now that I don't have to bleach my hair? I don't know. Actually, that's not true. I need to hurry up and make a decision because if my roots are bugging me to the point where I need to tell you how much they're bugging, I need to do something. Because you don't really need to hear me complain about my hair color. Again, non sequitur segues, bad parenting. The uniform symbols of the actual patriot freedom fighters. Is it just going to be American flags and like wearing appropriate garments out in public? Because these folks who, not Phoenix, you're going to say a hypocritical thing. These folks who just go and wear their underwear all the time, Phoenix, don't you laugh because your goal is to be the most watched underwear streamer on Rumble. You sew underwear in your underwear a lot. Yeah, I know, it's true. I do, and I will continue to do so. No fashion, no. Is it just going to be people who choose to have clothes that fit right? Corn pop poison tree frogs shouldn't get to have all the fun. True, you're right. I think we might go back to some purple because that's what I've got to hand, and these roots are going to make me mad. I've waited a really long time for my hair to be silver enough to not have to bleach. Thanks for that. Alright, Wednesday, Phoenix will have touched up her roots, because, yeah, they can't have all the fun, because back in the day, I remember, there used to be that joke from the 60s and 70s about the little old ladies going to get their, like, lavender tints at the beauty shops when they had their set put in once a week, so, like, everybody had, well, not everybody, but having a slate blue or lavender tint to your silver locks is an old-fashioned thing. It was interesting how earlier in this century it became very popular in England before it jumped ship over to this side of the pond in like working folks. But yeah, since I do need to continue to play my part in the chameleon corps and pretend that the poison tree frogs can, we need to maintain our position of everybody thinking we're on their side, on their teams, when we're on nobody's team except our own. They need to think I'm relatable because of reasons. Exactly, relax. We do, it only appears on the surface that we do stuff irrationally or quick decision making when really Phoenix spends lots of time making those, contemplating our decisions and choices. I just wait until the very last minute to let other people know that I've decided it many months ago. Exactly, relax those key frogs. Yeah. Oh, but the atrazine in the water, yeah, some of that is true. Like, I learned about that in my developmental bio class, and that was the beginning of this century. But all of these things that are coming true now, because what folks are, oh, that's, okay, prepare, strap on, strap in. Let me get a sip of water. Actually, this is Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew, because I gotta watch my waistline. Yesterday I spent some time retelling parts of Colonel, from the Colonel's Corner. Let me just actually, let me just drop her link. If you want to be horrified with me, and her, well, what, Rumble, what the fuck, where's my search? My feed? Oh God. Where, what the fluff? Alright, scratch that. Where? Okay, I need to, let me come back to, Rumble did something to, I don't know what, I was gonna grab her channel. It's called The Colonel's Corner. She is Colonel Roxanne Towner-Watkins. She's been studying and lecturing on Project Gladio and the Fabian Society for quite some time now. And on her, oh, because she's in the, Colonel, good job, Colonel Watkins, being in the Rumble Small Creator Program. On her premium content on Friday, she, oh, the horror stories. The Florida food flavoring company that used a iron, was it ferrous cyanide, but I didn't know it was a food flavoring and or red coloring agent, was bought by an Iranian company in the 80s. Iraqi, I'm going to mistell the story. That's why I was like, Phoenix, you should go back to find her channel and share it, lest you misquote her studies. But they used the cyanide analog in food flavoring, diverted it to Iraq, where it was then used to make hydrogen cyanide, which is a chemical weapon. So brilliant. The layers of crazy and how their machinations. But what would, oh, because that was, okay, Phoenix, come back to a point. They've been developing and practicing, working on different analogs, I was going to say flavors, but we'll go with analogs of bacterial biological weapons since World War II, and it was so great where we were just like paper clipping all of these scientists, and we know what they worked, finally documents are being released for what they worked on in the past. Oh my guy, sorry, you're still soccering. It's alright. Football needs to be footballed. Who are we rooting for today? I saw Ecuador played yesterday. I also heard that the games that were happening in Seattle, there's been a 20% decrease in hotel occupancies in Seattle, but they're also a socialist. Welcome to Seattle, one of the West Coast premier socialist shitholes. Oh, we know the biological weapons that they worked on in the past, and we know COVID from the Tulsi Gabbard's actually saying out loud officially about the U.S. holdings of biological laboratories in Ukraine, because the conspiracy, I didn't believe it at first when Dove told me in 2020. I was like, I was so naive and like, we can't, are you sure that we could really be doing stuff like that? And then I was like, oh, sweet naive little Phoenix. They've been doing that and so much worse. And that they've been particularly trying to modify things so they actually had genetic, ethnic propensities for certain groups. And it was like, oh yes, welcome to being Slav, where everybody just uses you. You're in the crossing grounds, you're on the way to the east, you're on the way to the west. We're just going to trample you for your resources. Oh, where was I going? Oh, we were asking about who was footballing today, because it was Ecuadorian. We were at the Mexican place, so it was on Telemundo, and I don't know what that other country was. It began with a C, and I was like, what? Clavero. I'm like, oh, you don't know that one. What's that? I forgot to look the English translation. Oh, football. Look, when I was laughing, I was chatting with somebody from here, but of Mexican ancestry. I was like, well, I hope Mexico plays good, and they were like, Mexico's team's not really that good, and I'm like, okay. I should have been more appropriate. If you live in this country, your team should just be America, because can't we be proud of something? Did the reflecting pool, were people just assholes and damaged it, or was this new renovation just absolute shiza? With Trump's building stuff, I can't imagine he would have, the way he loves buildings and beautiful things, that he would have purposefully, I don't know. Hey, handsome, people have been asking for you. Okay. Alright, this one's for you, relax. Loki, you get extra snacks just because your fans have been calling for you. Your presence has been requested, handsome. Yeah, they want to see you. Your presence has been demanded. Alright, say hello, Loki. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oops. Come on. Ow! The beasts are back in town. Cats are back in town. Yeah, Loki, Relax was waiting for you. He popped into the chat and was like, where's my handsome Loki? Where's that sweet boy? Oh, look at Loki, he's leaving you hearts. Come on, Fluff. Come on, you're gonna sit in the chair with me? Oh! And a changing of the cats. Oh God. Alright, one more and then I've gotta wipe off the schmutz on the table. He is very aggressive. Yes, when it comes to snacks, those boys are like, hey lady, just hand over the snacks and nobody gets hurt. And clear off the workstation so I can get back to some finer stitchcraft. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. I was never a cheerleader. What the segues? What in the segue was that? Oh, right, because Trump and the thing. I don't either. Somebody let mom work right. Exactly. You guys, I can only give so many treats. Snacks are not free, and we haven't stitched enough to be able to afford some more cat snacks yet, guys. Keep on stitching, but at least everybody got a clean bill of health. Loki just need to figure out how to keep him nice and calm, because he has those anxious kitty crystals and quasi-anxious kitty IBS. Like, damn it. Those outside cats get him riled up, and then he just decides to be a very sensitive artist. So I've been like watering his food down, his dried food down a little water so he can get some more hydration. And there we've got our little grid pattern, and we'll do some more finer stitching, little details in some of the blocks. Maybe we'll do like a checkerboard and leave some blanks to have some negative space, I think. Sure, let's try it. I gotta stop research and stop the R&D and just get into the manufacture of some of these fine stitchery things. We can't R&D forever, Phoenix. I mean, you could, but does not for production make. Bingo board? It could be. Bracelet. I'm making a checkerboard bracelet. Like, this is, maybe we'll call this bracelet picnic. We can do blue and white and then stitch an ant on it like a instead of picnic. All right, thank you for that idea. I'm stealing it. Yes. Okay. We'll do black and or blue and white checks, like a gingham tablecloth that you would use at picnics. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Last of the couching done for right now. And then I'm just gonna alternate. I guess since we're in this top corner, we'll do a blue, skip a blue, and then alternate every row until from one end to the next end. I think for this box, we're going to do an even finer grid. Oh, here, let me, Phoenix, be a good hostess. Two has got a close-up, the work. So there's our bracelet so far. Oh, that's not a bracelet, that's my henna. Oh, Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix. We'll go through and do some of the finer fillet type stitching in the blue, with blue in the blue squares. Then we'll do white in the white squares, so it kind of has that gingham picnic. And then when we're done, oh, why stitch an ant? We'll sew some little beads to make it look like an ant on a picnic table bracelet. Oh, this is even better than what I first. Hey, what are you doing, handsome? Oh, you're gonna. Nope, he's going to attack his sister. Oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna do after. Oh, I have moil. I got a moil in my hair. Oh God, no, you don't, Phoenix. There's no moils here. Phoenix, are you gonna have to explain to everybody what a moil is? Moil is sometimes a rabbi who does circumcisions, but for the not Jews. You don't want to go to the urologist or the pediatrician. You go to the moil. Who could have asked for such a random, awesome assortment of talking topics? Who else offers you this kind of a disaster? Art stitching, shit talking, shit posting. No, we don't post a lot. We just debunk conspiracies, because I need some new conspiracy theories, boys and girls, because all of the old ones have come true, and didn't I see some new thing? There's all those asteroids, the meteors. What is that asteroid that they found 22 years ago on Friday? No. Did they see it? I can't. No, but I thought something, and now it's back this year. It's like, oh, they must have known it was our wedding. Phoenix, stop talking about your anniversary. Nobody cares. Being a bean. just super funny to go and get a free. He was like, "Would you like a samosa?" And then Dove, like listening to him talk in his Punjabi accent is so strong enough that it was a little bit hard to understand. And I was like, I heard that word. He's saying samosa. But the loiterers, I don't think they didn't leave the shop with a samosa. Just funny white kids. Oh, you can't see it. So now I've just got an even tinier little grid. Maybe I'll stitch over it a second time because just want to make sure the stitches aren't going to go anywhere or completely fall apart once we make use of the water-soluble stabilizer. Oh yeah, I wonder what the next, that's where we were going with topics, what their new biological weapons are. Is it going to be COVID 5.0? We already know that they're doing funny business with the ticks and the alpha gal. And it's funny that they chose the Lone Star because that one's already problematic because it is a vector for sharing Rocky Mountain spotted fever also comes from the Lone Star ticks. And what did I see? We're up to 12 cases, confirmed cases of New World screwworm. And that's probably just going to continue to rise. Oh, 2.5 hours. What a show!
Awesome.
I'm just going to go for a little bit longer. I've been blabbering. We're going to end our infectious disease report for the end of the show.
I'm not sure I apologize.
I'm not apologizing.
Yeah,
I'm going to scare everybody and make sure everybody knows what to look out for. Ticks. Tick prevention. Oh, because didn't they come out with a new, they're trying to bring out a new monkeypox too. Oh, that was the day when, because Shigella never in my list of sexually infectious transmitted diseases. Careful, boys and girls. Just in case you either A, didn't know, B, well, at first, I'll give you a second. If you're eating, put the fork down for a second, because Shigella is one of those diarrheal infections. So, yeah. In my head, diarrhea infections aren't necessarily first line of things I think about that need to be on a STI panel, but you know, it's the world we're living in today. So if you're worried and you need to get tested again, consider asking your healthcare provider about getting tested for Shigella today. Just a simple antibiotic treatment, and just keep poop away from your mouth. Alright, on that note, let's get this rectangle stitched. Sweet, so okay, hold on. Tested for what? Shigella. Oh, SCH Shigella. Shigella. Infectious organism that can live in your intestinal tract that I thought I heard Shaquille O'Neal. Well, maybe Shaquille O'Neal should have been tested for Shigella also. Here's the two little rectangles. This is the one I just finished stitching. This little diamond. Yeah. Circus is quite horrifying. The circus of doom and glooms. Where if you're not left horrified, I didn't do my job. Oh, collar. What are they? Oh, see. Oh my god, this all goes back in. Because my brain keeps thinking about the disaster that is that fire in Boyle at the cold storage facility. The smell that's going to be there, the rotten food. What's the cleanup going to be? Is it all that stuff's just going to get drained into the water? Are they going to have to... As I've heard the Janstradamus talking about cholera, no, typhoid, and that's another one. Oh, corn pop. First it was Shack Attack, now this. Yeah, we're just ruining... Hey, Trump, hey! What are you... Hey, you're making us look bad. That's... Can you at least give them your face? Your other face? We're talking about Shaq, and you gotta put your butthole up in front of my camera, dude. This is... Oh, what a way to... What a difference a show makes. Yeah, Shaq's attacking with the Shigella. No, God. Oh, Andy just pulled the thread out. Yeah. If you don't want something ruined, don't come to the circus. We'll ruin all your favorite things. Eating, you'll be horrified. Drinking, even more terrified. Leave your house. Why do that? Actually, oh my god. Dove's been making me watch this guy, Troy Dan, who does all of these dash cam video compilations. And then Dove is haranguing me for being a passenger driver. And I'm like, you made me watch all of these horrible dash cam videos of stupid drivers. And I know that there's a number of horrible things in this area, and then you expect me to not be a passenger driver. Oh dear. Ay. Oh, let's see here. For the last time, do we have any happy, good, joyful things for the end of the show? Do we have some awesome? What's your favorite plant growing in your garden this year? Or what summer garden crop are you most looking forward to eating fresh? And, oh, the blueberries this year are so yummy. There's so many. They were gonna like break the branches, and there's still so many more. I don't know what other shapes I want to stitch. Let's do it just a straight diagonal one. Oh, I'm curious because I'll have to figure out review how to process lentils because I got a whole bunch of lentils growing. I'm still curious to see whether it's pumpkin or summer squash or one of each. Fresh garden tomatoes. So good. I really love fresh cucumbers from the garden, but I've had the worst luck because are so water thirsty. They're such thirsty critters. So this one's just going to be simple like that first one that's with the squares, but it's on the diagonal instead. So I can do like a little sampler. Okay, let me get this last stitch done. Alright. Let's see what this last one looks like that I've done for today, because I think I've horrified you all enough for one day. Yeah, so I'll finish doing the blue, also do some white so it looks like a picnic, and then when I get a whole bunch more, I will put it under the water and I'll have a whole bunch of cute little bracelets that we can put up for the puttings of ups things, because we actually do a thing around here. Oh my gosh, boys and girls, thank you, Horror. I know you're at work and not watching, but thanks for stopping in first. Thank you, Relax. Thank you, Corn Pop, thank you, Chaps, for popping in. Dove popped in the IRL, but not in the chat. You guys thanks for keeping me company, and hopefully you two have been equally horrified, because I can't keep all this horror in my heart by myself. I just feel compelled to share it with you so we can increase the knowledge and we can figure out, because we have a say in all of this. You are so welcome, boys and girls. Practice your old-fashioned things. Be a little analog. Be a little teapot. I'll be back on Wednesday. You guys be awesome. Be awesome. Don't laugh at others unless you've laughed at yourself. And let's continue to make circus arts and heritage skills great again. Yes, Relax. Corn Pop, have a great day. Have a great weekend. TTFN, boys and girls.